Budget 2024 was tabled on Friday last week, and our prediction was correct. It is again the biggest budget ever, 393.8 billion ringgit. So that is 5.8 billion more compared to 2023's allocation. And this time the theme is Economy Madani, empowering the people. So basically, at the end of the day, what it's trying to say is it's going to focus on the people. So what are the three pillars that they're going to focus on? Best governance for service agility. Number 2, restructuring the economy to boost growth. Number 3 is about improving people's living standards. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 10 things you must know about Budget 2024. The first thing that you must know is about taxes. Service tax SST will increase from 6% to 8%. Immediately when this was announced, many people started talking about it. Ayo, jalat lo, everything is gonna increase in price. Very susah for the people. True, I guess, but let's not forget that this increase in SST will not apply to food and beverage, telecommunication, car parking, and logistics. This means not all areas will be affected by this increase of SST. However, definitely there's this concern, right? Maybe when we go out and makan the time, although you do not increase the taxes for food and beverage sector, but how to prevent all these hawkers from increasing their prices leh? Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think the next year when we go out, will the hawker center increase their price and use SST as an excuse? Tell us in the comments below. Next thing is the introduction of capital gains tax for the disposal of unlisted shares by local company at the rate of 10% from 1st of March 2024. What does that mean? It means for those people who own private companies, Sendirian Berhad, if you sell your company to someone, you will need to start paying 10% tax on capital gain. Yep. So if let's say you form a company, it was a 50,000 ringgit and then you sold it at the price of 1 million ringgit, then you made money. You need to pay 10% on this capital gain. For this, there's good or bad lah. Firstly, for normal people like us, if you manage to make money in a business and sold it off, it's your first exit, right? So it's kind of that, at the end of the day, your first pot of gold. So it's a good thing for you. But kena tax 10% pula, sakit hati a bit. On the other hand, this is also to look at those companies like PE funds lah, VCs lah. When they invest in companies that are Sendirian Berhad and they sell it to someone that exit, well, they get taxed as well. So in that sense, then we are taxing the rich. So is it a good thing or bad thing leh? I think very hard to say lah. Either way, the fact that you can sell off the company and you make some money there and then getting taxed at the threshold of about 10%, I think fair, I guess. What do you guys think? The next tax that they are introducing is the luxury goods tax, and this time they have announced that the tax rate will be at about 5% to 10%. Well, I recall when the first time when they talked about this luxury good tax, a lot of people are having this comment. Many foreigners come to Malaysia to buy luxury goods, right? And then if they get extra tax out of it, right, wouldn't they stop spending? This would actually be bad for our economy, right? Government heard this comment, and you know what they did? Foreigners will be exempted. So who gets taxed? Locals. Walao. Means that if foreigners come to Malaysia and buy luxury goods, they don't kena this tax. But if you're a local and you get rich, you start buying luxury goods here, I'm so sorry, things are gonna be more expensive. So maybe you should go overseas and buy. The second thing on the list is more assistance for hardcore poor. So if your household income is 1,198 ringgit a month, you will be eligible for welfare aid, which is the Rama Cash Aid, and that number will increase from 3,100 ringgit to 3,700 ringgit. So for those of you who knows any friend who actually earn less than 1,198 ringgit a month, they can apply for this cash aid. Next thing, electricity bill. Remember just a few months back, everyone was worried about the increase of electricity bill. Well, the good news is government has announced that there's going to be rebate of 40 ringgit a month for hardcore poor families. So the rich people, chances are with the targeted subsidy, you're gonna get a higher electricity bill lah. But they did not forget those hardcore poor because they're gonna get 40 ringgit a month debate on this. Next thing, the government also agreed to continue paying for driving tests for Class B2 license. This means for those people who would like to get a motorcycle license that doesn't exceed a 250cc bike, well, you will be sitting the test for free. Then under the Sumbangan Tunai Rama, youths will be given 500 ringgit. This is an increase from the previous year of 350 ringgit. So for those of you who are eligible, congratulations, you got extra 150 ringgit to spend now, but my suggestion, save it up lah, don't just spend. Then under the Sumbangan Asas Rama scheme, this time round, there will be more people who will be receiving 100 ringgit a month. This year it was only 200,000 people, but next year in 2024, there will be 700,000 people who are eligible for it. Third item on the list is EPF. Yes, for those of you who like to withdraw money from EPF, the government also heard your call, and this time they're gonna add a new account tree where you can transfer your saving from account 1 and 2 to this new account, and you can just make unconditional withdrawals anytime. According to EPF, this account tree will serve as an emergency fund for the people. However, it comes with a catch, which is it may give a lower dividend. So for those of you who actually don't really need withdraw from EPF because you have enough money, then my suggestion, don't go and put money inside lah, just leave it at account 1 and account 2. However, if you do need to access into your EPF to withdraw money due to the insufficient of emergency fund, then, well, I guess this works. The fourth thing that we have to know, and it affects all of us, is the price ceiling for eggs and chicken will be lifted. Remember the whole fiasco when the price of chicken was so expensive, eggs were so expensive and stuff like that? Then government put this temporary price ceiling thing and help us to maintain the price of chicken and eggs lower. Well, this time they are removing it. This particular item has definitely raised a lot of eyebrows, especially for the rakyat, because chicken and egg is one of the staple food in Malaysian diet, right? All of us eat chicken and egg. This means that price will likely become more expensive. Could be. However, on the flip side is that this will encourage market competition among different chicken sellers. So maybe chicken sellers may drive down the price, offer it cheaper so they can sell faster. That's a good scenario lah. But on the bad scenario is that people will keep adjusting the price higher. Well, I really do not know how this is gonna turn out, but hopefully in the long run, it is for the good of Malaysia economy. What do you guys think? Tell us in the comments below. Anyway, for those of you who are investors, I believe many of them will start looking at poultry stocks. Fifth item on the list is about electric vehicle. And this time, we are not talking about EV as in car, okay? We are talking about electric motorcycles. You know those electric motorcycles that you see in Tioman, all those? The quiet one, which you are seeing more and more these days? Yes. This time around, for individuals who are earning less than 120,000, they will provide a scheme which gives you a rebate of up to 2,500 ringgit when you buy an electric motorcycle. I think this is a very good thing in my personal opinion. After hearing that, I saw quite some cool electric bikes that are available in the market, and I don't mind buying one for myself. And you know what's the best part? I think this is one of those schemes that actually benefit M40 families as well. Next thing, in the effort of adopting EV, Prasarana Malaysia Berhad will be acquiring 150 electric buses. So means for those of you who are using bus to travel between LRT station to your home or to your work, whatnot, very soon you'll be sitting in an electric bus. Then continuing on that is tax exemption for people who are spending on buying EV charging ports. Yes, for those of you who bought an electric vehicle and you want to install an electric charging port in your house, you will get a tax exemption of 2,500 ringgit for 4 years. Yes, 4 years, that means 10,000 ringgit tax exemption. So if a charging port costs around 5 to 10,000 ringgit, generally we can say that it's kinda free. Then the sixth item on the list is regarding LRT trees stations. You know, there was supposed to be a construction of Tropicana, Raja Muda, Tamasha, and Bukit Raja and Bandar Botanic LRT station. Previously, it was said to be cancelled, but apparently, with the announcement, they say they are going to resume the construction. So for those of you guys who are living around that area, I suppose there's going to be a multiplier effect. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this building of LRT in those stations could lead to a property price increase maybe? Or either more and more shops are gonna be built there and commercial center. Well, for those of you who are into property investment, maybe it's time to take a look at these areas. 7th item on the list is Visit Malaysia 2026. So Visit Malaysia is making a comeback in 2026, and this time it's going to be an allocation of 350 million ringgit. So this investment is expected to bring in 26.1 million foreign tourists. So by 2026, we are probably going to see many tourists going around in Malaysia. And as usual, you go for a tour, what do? You spend money lor. And with that spending, we are estimated to bring in a domestic expenditure of 97.6 billion ringgit. Ooh, that is a good amount of multiplier effect there. So why they are announcing it for 2026, not 2024 or 2025 leh? Actually, I also don't know lah. Maybe government needs to save money so that they can pump in more money only during that time leh. But nonetheless, for those of you who are in the tourism sector, you know there's gonna be a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. Item number 8 on the list is tax relief. Yes. Regarding personal income tax, the lifestyle relief will expand to include self-improvement courses and tax rebates of up to 2,000 ringgit for fees. As usual, as part of the effort of government to encourage us to improve our skill set to make ourselves more employable and give higher value to the workforce, they are continuing the tax rebate for people who want to take up upskilling and self-development courses, and this will continue until 2026. One more is a tax exemption for those of you who are involved in Islamic securities buying and selling. So that's a good news for those of you who are investing in Islamic securities. Now, this is a part of a continuation effort, in my opinion, of our government to continuously build Malaysia as a strong Islamic financial hub, which we are already pretty known for. One more is the extension for exemption of purchase of sporting goods, and this time it's extended to training fees. What does this mean? For those of you who actually engage a certified personal trainer for any form of sports training or whatsoever, there is a chance that you can actually use that to minus off your tax. Now, this also means it's probably a good time to get into the personal training business. Another tax exemption that we're talking about here is for employers who offer allowance for childcare for their staff. And this number is going to increase from 2,400 ringgit to 3,000 ringgit. Yes, so it looks like our government is really trying to encourage employers to provide allowance for families who actually have kids, right? So that women can really come back into workforce. So yeah, women, make use of this opportunity to negotiate with your bosses to give you allowance for your childcare so that you can come back to work, you know. Number 9 is for job seekers. Well, you guys are not forgotten. Subsidies will be providing a special incentive of 1,500 ringgit a month for 6 months to support over 3,300 job seekers. So how is it going to be implemented? Well, I am not really sure. I'm still waiting for the announcement. If you guys have any information about it, do tell us in the comments below. Number 10 on the list is for those people who are bankrupt, they can be discharged under the second chance policy as long as you're below 40 years old and your debt does not exceed 200,000 ringgit. So looks like this is part of a continuation effort for post-COVID recovery, because remember during the time many people got into bankruptcy. Yeah, so government is really trying to help them to get back out of that, to get back into a normal life and get their financial in place, and maybe they can start their business and so on and so forth. So make use of this chance, guys. If your debt do not exceed 200,000 ringgit, go and inquire about this. Use this second chance policy to rebuild your financial life. At the end of the day, this is not the full list of all the goodies that are under budget 2024, because this is just part 1. On Monday, they will be announcing part 2. By then there'll be more things that we have not heard of, and some of those things that you are expecting to come out, well, maybe you're gonna start hearing about it. So don't be disappointed if what you wanted is not in this first announcement. Ultimately, what do you guys think about this first part of budget? Do you think it's a good thing, or government can actually do better? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below.